When people first learn about the Finger Lakes region in upstate New York, they tend to learn it from the perspective of it being one of the most premier wine regions in the country. But what often gets left out is the pivotal role that it played in American history and the fight against slavery. And specifically, one of the most prominent figures and powerful voices of the abolitionist movement, Frederick Douglass, made the Finger Lakes his home for 25 years. And there's a really good reason for this. So Frederick Douglass was born into slavery in Maryland around 1818 as Frederick Bailey. But he eventually escaped to freedom when he turned 20 in 1838. And he did this by disguising himself as a free black sailor who was traveling from Baltimore to Philly, all the way to New York City, and then New Bedford in Massachusetts. So he was all over the place. But after spending several years in Massachusetts, building a reputation as a powerful orator and abolitionist, Douglass finally moved to Rochester in upstate New York in 1847. And as you can see, that's right at the edge of the Finger Lakes region. So Rochester was already a thriving hub for abolitionist activity. And Douglass chose it specifically because of its progressive community and proximity to the Canadian border, which was 100 miles away. And when Douglass was living in Rochester, he launched his famous abolitionist newspaper, the North Star, which became one of the most influential anti-slavery publications in the country. And he even used his home as an underground railroad station, sheltering freedom seekers who were on their way to Canada. This is also where he delivered his famous 1852 speech, "What to the Slave is the 4th of July," which challenged America to actually live up to the ideas of freedom and equality. So there's a lot of rich history in the Finger Lakes region that is deeply connected to Black culture. So now when you think about the Finger Lakes region, it's not just a place where you can get a nice glass of wine. It's also the home of some of the most prominent figures in American history, such as Frederick Douglass, a self-emancipated man who became one of the greatest orators and freedom fighters of this country. Cheers.